their ballots.
I figure I heard three of them, right?
Why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? We have some new committee members, and we have Senator Baruth is out. He's had to go to California. His daughter's getting married, and so he's not here. And Senator Sears has gone home sick, so but the rest of us are here. So you want to start, Andy?
What you get.
I'm Andrew Perchlick, Senator from the Washington District.
And Jane Hitchell from the Caledonia District.
I haven't changed since this morning.
We know.
You're an ag.
Ginny Lyons from Chittenden Southeast.
And Bobby from Oregon.
We were in ag this morning.
Oh, I see. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am, for having us here today. And we brought 3 members just for a quick overview. We really appreciate your time. I know you're really busy in here. So for the record, my name is Jackie Folsom. I'm the lobbyist for the Vermont Fairs and Field Days Association.
You took off your green
You have to come and say it. Senator Perchlick just said the same thing. I do 2 days as the Sergeant at Arms with the idea that Janet lets me lobby otherwise. So that was the deal. I can't lobby in my green jacket. Not supposed to. Just saying.
What green jacket?
Yes, thank you. So 14 fairs belong to the Fairs and Field Days Association. We've got 3 of them represented here today, and they're going to talk to you very quickly about the stipends and the grants. I do have some economic information that we have available, and I will send them to the clerks on a PDF, so you'll have those in the file.
I guess we would like to just recognize the great work that our colleague Dick Lawrence did for so many years, representing the fairs, and his work on we always call it the Women'sville Fair, but it's obviously Caledonia County Fair.
Yes, thank you. We miss him a lot.
Yeah.
So with that, why don't we have, so we have Chris Vance, who's the president, stepped into Dick's shoes of the Caledonia County Fair, Tim Shea from Champlain Valley Exposition, and Robert Conley from the Vermont State Fair. And I'll allow the gentleman to step into the seat and speak to you very briefly about what they do and what they've done.
As was stated, Chris Vance with Caledonia County Fair. I have the pleasure of working side by side with Dick for the past 16 years. Again, I know it's been stated before, but the importance of the grant and the stipend fund to what we're able to do. As many know, these community or county fairs are the backbone of a lot of communities, and we take a lot of pride in them, but they take a lot to maintain and keep them up. I can tell you with Dick's leadership, Caledonia County Fair really has been completely, transformed from, what it was, many years ago to what it is today. Over the last couple of years, we focused around the dairy barns, and this summer we will complete our last 2 barns so that all 5 barns will have been completed. You'll be happy to know, or at least I'm happy to know, that we are actually going to host the New England Holstein Show that has typically been held in New Hampshire. That's coming back to Caledonia County because of the effects of the barns and our facilities, which, up to this point would never, be able to host a show like that. So that's exciting for us. But again, we have done a lot of the buildings, a lot of improvements to the grounds. And, we continue to focus against, whatever we can to just make that place something special for the community to come and enjoy. So I know you're busy, so that will be.
Well, we'll hear from your other colleagues about what they're doing.
Okay.
But yeah, Mabel, you've got that's a while, but that's great, that building.
Yeah, there's a lot, many new.
Yeah, the Mabel creamies are pretty good.
Good.
Okay, when do we go up there?
Yeah.
And I encourage you all to please come and visit, and we'd love to, have you at all the fairs. So,
Great.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Tim Shea with the Champlain Valley Exposition, along with my fellow Wilson resident, Senator Lyons. We appreciate your time this afternoon and the funding that we've received. We spoke this morning I know there's a comment about the stipend and the capital grant. There's such infrastructure in these facilities to maintain. You know, we over the past few years have invested our capital money in our campground. We have 80 campsites there. As the camping world has changed with 30 amp to 50 amp, we need to keep up with the times and the electrical inspectors requirements. And a lot of these projects we work on are not that fancy or glossy, but they're really the backbone of the operation. 3 years ago, we were required to install a fire alarm in our grandstand, or we couldn't continue to use it. It was a $30,000 investment, and we did it for obvious reasons, but we were able to use our capital grant to pay that, because in the operations of fairs, exhibitions and events, to generate the funds to put back in the operation is tremendously difficult with rising costs of labor, fuel, all the things we hear. And you can only charge a fair goer so much to go to the fair. The margins are not there. So these grants are significant to us and to others, because we can take those dollars, match them with a contractor who can do some work for fairs because they like the fair, get some local sponsors there. But it's that seed money that we can use to expand. So I appreciate the time and the agenda, and thank you for your support.
Wow,
Look forward to being there.
thank you. I think you'll find that this committee has always been sort of the backdrop sometimes of whatever.
My name is Robert Congdon. I am the president of the Vermont State Fair down in Rutland.
You've had your challenges, huh?
I have. We have certainly had our challenges, and it has been a long road to get to where we are. It's no secret that we had some serious struggles and some serious changes that needed to happen. But here, grateful to say that you were with us along the way, and that we are firmly on our feet now. And that's an exciting position to be in. And for the last 5 years, the capital grants have been a major part of that process. Because of some of those problems that we did have, there was massive amounts of infrastructure that needed to be addressed in various forms throughout the areas of the grounds. And the capital grants have allowed those improvements, have allowed those repairs, the long-term things that needed to happen. 2 things of note that we're going to be doing is we actually have 2 years of grant money, the last 2 years, which are going to replace a roof on one of our main exhibit halls, so that hopefully all of us that are on the board now will never have to think about that roof ever again. We're going with a metal to make it so that we don't have to think about it ever again. And then this year we are going to put some love into our 4-H building, which has been long overdue, as well as we have some significant water upgrades that need to happen to our agricultural area. So those are the things that are going to be happening. And again, I'm not going to take up any more of your time as well. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate your support. Appreciate, again, you have always been very friendly to us.
Could you tell us, for example, we know that certainly Champlain Valley, you have a lot of events year round in terms of, you talked about what Caledonia County is going to pick up in terms of events. What about Rutland? Are you thinking about, or do you have some other things scheduled?
Absolutely. So we actually, a lot of people don't realize that we have an event every weekend for the most part throughout the open season, whether it be car shows. We actually have hosted, and I know they were with Tim a few years ago as well, but Vintage Market Days. Do 2 shows a year. They are a long-standing contract at this point. They've been with us a number of years.
Cars?
Nope, it's actually
Vintage clothes? Vintage
anything. Vintage.
I could go.
It's a vintage, again, it's a vintage market. It is a national chain. So they do have a Vermont chapter, and they do a spring show and a fall show. But car shows, dairy events, horse events, we have a lot of things going on this year, which is timely because we just heard that apparently Harpoon is not going to continue with their Brewfest anymore. We're going to have a Brewfest on the fairgrounds this year, which is new to us. A local company, 2 local companies partnered to do that now. So there's some exciting things, and we are steadily busy, steadily doing things throughout the year.
Great. Yes.
Yeah, this morning, they were in ag. One issue that's coming their way is the 3-acre rule. And they have major outlays of capital if that thing doesn't get fixed somehow in the future with their water issue.
That would be an A&R.
The stormwater.
Jackie or somebody.
So Jackie Folsom for the record. So when we were in House Appropriations they gave us 15 minutes, Representative Dolan said to us, because Diane Norris was in there from Addison, she said, your testimony last year made us put money into the budget for the fairs for that purpose. And we said, we know nothing about this. So she went back through, and apparently there was $6 million put into the appropriations last year.
Because, yeah, there was money for the 3-acre rule.
But it was line item for the fair, and when they looked through Act 183, is that what it was, I think, and 185, the budget, it had been rolled into what was given to Forest Parks and Recreation. So they had, Representative Dolan has asked me to check back in with Peter LaFlamme from DEC to find that line. And there's also supposed to have been a letter of support from the House Natural Resources Committee saying that they wanted that $6 million to go to the fairs. Representative Brennan is going to be asked to go to the
All $6 million go to fairs?
out of the 30 million. Yeah, that, so we knew nothing about it. And so we are going to be looking to see if that is in there. They weren't sure why it didn't come over through the whole budget because it wasn't in the final passage.
I think,
I was
well,
gonna
maybe,
say,
I don't think it came here. I think maybe House Appropriations may have,
Done something with it.
done, no, or they, oftentimes the policy committees can make a recommendation, but the budget committees sometimes make
Yeah,
changes. So sometimes you could say, oh, well, we took care of it, and then you find that, in fact, in another committee, changes were made. So I don't recollect any of that discussion.
Yeah, I was surprised too because we didn't know about it. So I'm going to be checking back and I will keep you apprised because the other issue we're talking about, which we offered to Senate Ag this morning, was out of all these fairs, there's so much green space that we really feel we should get some credit for the green space as opposed to being a Walmart parking lot, which none of them are. So we're also going to be following that up with the congressional delegation because I think that it came from Washington, and we're going to see if we can get some help down through there. But there's a couple of venues that we're looking at, but right now, each of these, not Caledonia, but Addison, Rutland, and CBE are on the hook for at least $1 million, if not more, apiece to do the
Stormwater
waste.
remediation.
Yes, because of the 3
And
acre.
then there'd be a fee every year.
And a fee every year.
So we had, Linda's, our person's gonna be getting DEC, and so we.
Well, I guess to see what the money is, but it sounds like there was a certain designated amount, and I think maybe that ended up getting removed, and if it did, that's what we're doing. Then the question is, out of that big single appropriation, can some of it in fact be devoted to assisting? So
We'll keep you apprised.
all right.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it so
Well,
much.
thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
out.
Thanks for coming.
At least you are gonna get home before the storm.
Yes, yes.
We're all going home quickly.
I'll tell you, Jackie, that hill beyond your house the other day up the Molly's pond